Call this the frozen rope drill. Oh, yes, love it. That's what we came for. If you're struggling with driving accuracy and distance, then you're not alone. One of my students, Gareth, was really struggling to get the golf ball over 210 yards, and he was losing 1.5 shots per round versus a 10 handicapper on his Shotscope strokes gained stats. But with a few key adjustments, we managed to turn things around for him. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what we worked on with Gareth and how you can learn from this video to improve your driving stats too. Before we get stuck into the video though, please do hit that subscribe button. It makes a huge difference to the channel. Also, if you'd like a lesson from me as well, don't forget to hit that link below for the Skillist app. Right, so the stats do not lie, okay? Gareth wasn't hitting it far enough, he wasn't hitting it straight enough, but also within himself, he wasn't confident enough, he wasn't feeling good on the tee. Everything felt like he was trying to steer it down the fairways, and it wasn't really hit with any conviction, which would have also led to the poor distance and the poor accuracy. So even just your own mindset can make a huge difference. So within the lesson, what we actually worked on was his P3 position, which is just after takeaway, and his release. Because again, he was trying to steer the golf club down the target line, therefore not really adding in that kind of last little bit of power and speed that the release offers. So when I talk about P3, it's not something we often talk about, to be fair. P3 is basically this next section, like the kind of the 9 o'clock position, the halfway position of the backswing. His takeaway was excellent, but then from here, what he actually tended to do was close the face more, which therefore bowed this left wrist, which is what we don't want to do, and steepen the shaft angle. So as this shaft angle steepened, if he was to come back down to the ball from there, he would likely sky it. And he actually did say he was skying it for a while. But then what he started to focus on when he was practicing was dropping it back on the inside. So he was having to compensate for a poor backswing position by dropping the club on the inside. And often what happens when players do that is the club comes in wide open. So the ball starts right, it goes higher, it spins more. Combine all those things together and you get less distance and poor accuracy. So he was trying to manipulate his way through, unintentionally obviously, manipulate his way through a poor backswing. So what we said was, right, we like your backswing, Gareth, so stay there. Then we're going to go into this P3 position, which is 45 degrees. So as I look at this shaft of the club, 90 degrees, 0, 45, okay? Get that club into that 45 degree position. Therefore, we're able to then encourage more width and rotation. With more width and rotation, easy for me to say, he's able to then bring the golf club back down on the same path, and he doesn't need to manipulate it. He's able to swing the golf club from the inside, and he's able to create that little bit of draw as well that he's looking for. So understanding his positioning on that backswing was really key. So like I said, I liked his takeaway. Next bit was there, and he's just feeling like this right elbow was just sat a bit more into his rib cage, okay? So as we got into takeaway, from here now, this right elbow is more into the rib cage, as opposed to, I mean, going back to the very first lesson with Gareth, he used to pull the golf club away here, so the elbow was always out. So even the position that he was in at the start of this lesson was better than where he was at the very start. So he has been making some really good gradual improvements. So from takeaway, he's into that position, and then he turns. And that was the drill we hit for ages with the driver. Just go takeaway, turn, check it, turn again, and then release it through from there. So just really getting that understanding and that feel of where the golf club needs to be. And the last drill we worked on was the release pattern. You've got to release the golf club. That release, and you might be able to hear this through the camera, that release there is speed. My body's barely moving, but my hands are going to move, and they're going to go fast. And I'm not going to tell Gareth to go to the gym and work on his mobility and come back look like Scheffler and Adam Scott, I can't think of any golfers now, and Tiger Woods, and just try, well, he's not a great with the body at the moment, he's broken, but he's not got that flexibility and that mobility to be in the gym and getting faster through the body. However, if he's not moving his hands, he's slowing the golf club down, he's opening the face, he's decreasing his likelihood of a centered strike. So So just trying to make sure that he understands that release pattern. And we went back to a very similar kind of drill that you'll have all seen, in a very old school drill. Get the club into that takeaway position, into that desired 45 degree. And I wanted to create this position on the other side. The right elbow's into my rib cage, my left arm straight, my shaft angle is at 45 degrees. He's going to hit the ball and we're going to go through to here. My left elbow is now straight into my rib cage and the shaft angle there is at 45 degrees. I'm not trying to steer it and poke it down the target line. I want him to release this golf club. I want his body just to turn, and as he turns, release. And just feel like the butt of this club is always pointing at your stomach, okay? Again, just as you swing it back through, just at this kind of waist height to waist height, just make sure the butt of the club is always at your stomach. Whereas if you're trying to steer it and hold it through impact, you see the butt of the club is outside of my body. And you're probably seeing a very similar piece of advice for when you're chipping. That's what you do when you're chipping, you're just keeping the butt of the club in front of your stomach. So it's the same thing, we're releasing the golf club. So now he gets the golf club into position, he turns, he releases it. And with hardly any effort, he was hitting the ball the same distance as he was at the very start of the lesson with his full powered full swing.
Oh, yes.
And what I love about this is after the lesson, he went straight to the golf course. He was excited. He felt good about his game. He went straight to the golf course, straight on the golf course, got the driver out, and he was ready to play golf. And he sent me this message as well. And that just shows as well how excited he was about playing, because he was confident with the driver. When you can step onto the tee with confidence in knowing that the ball is going to go relatively straight, it doesn't have to hit the middle of the fairway, it can hit the semi-rough, it can even go in the rough, but you feel like you've got the confidence to release it and hit it harder and get that extra distance, you will get better at golf. His strokes gains will lower, his distance will increase, and that's exactly what the purpose of that lesson was. This takeaway and kind of P3 position there is brilliant. So what we're going to try and do from that position now is just get this left side of your butt back over your left heel. Okay, so from the top of the backswing, it's all turn. So as you get to the top, all turn. God, that's my demo. So that's the Scottish worm burner, they call that. Okay. It's the same as you get to the left glute over left heel, because that means you've still transferred your weight into that left side. Yeah, so we're not turning and staying central, because otherwise it's over the left heel. So you've got that little bit of shift of pressure into that left side as you're turning. Yeah, and then from that position, chest is head and chest are staying behind the ball. So your head's still there as well. See there, and we get that little bit of that's better, bit more launch on it as well. Okay. So you swing up to the top, stop at the top. Right, so left glute back, there you go, good. And turn it. That's it. Feel as if you're trying to land the driver head in the middle of your stance. Okay? Then your release is going to be up through the golf ball from there. So you hit, that's how you're going to get the upwards motion. That's it.